of stories, but before I start, I just want to say thank you for taking the time and your attention to this, because it takes energy to be attentive with attention. But I wanted to share two quick stories that are examples in my mind that show that people come to this at their own pace, meaning that we learn about it, we're curious about it, and we either consume it, all at once, or we take time over a period of time and learn it. Some people learn it very quickly, but I would say the norm is that it takes a little while for people to understand it. And when I say a little while, it can be anywhere from a month to, because people are busy, so it's the amount of time people have. But that everybody's going at their own pace. And so the two examples are, one is that a couple of weeks ago I gave a couple of books to a dear friend that I hadn't seen in a while. And she came by the house with a new acquaintance that was also interested, and he was actually the one that brought her to the house. It's kind of unusual for people to come to my house. I have clients all over the Midwest here in Iowa, and then some clients outside of the state, around the country. Anyway, they came to the house, and I gave her some books, and then she must have read some of it, in which she did say she read some of it. Last night she called me. She was out on a walk with her puppy, and she was planning on going to her financial advisor later on this week, and she wanted to know a little bit more about this. I imagine she was going to talk to this person about it. And I think she had the impression that she was going to be able to have a phone call and understand it. And a little ways through the conversation, I said, a lot of times I have multiple conversations. And the gentleman, Nelson Nash, who brought this to the forefront for most everyone that's in the business, it can be brought back to him. Everyone that understands this and shares this and really understands it. It all started with this gentleman. And everybody has their own pace. It took him a little while, even all those years ago, decades ago, that he was in the insurance business, and when it dawned on him how people should be looking at it. Anyway, so she wanted to learn about it quickly. The second story was my wife this morning sends me an Instagram, which are short little clips, right? And she sends me an Instagram of this young man. It's talking about the Rockefellers and how they put life insurance inside of trusts, and it perpetuates. They borrow and live with it all their lives, and then when they pass away, they have taught their family to take the proceeds of the death benefit and put it back into another life insurance policy, whether it's on them or somebody else. And this policy is inside the trust, so it's protected. It's not going to get raided, by anybody just willy-nilly spending all the money and collapsing the policy. And I thought that was really cool that she had seen that and said, "Is this what you do?" And I said, "Yes, this is what we do. It's perpetual wealth. It's the idea of ultimately you want to get to a place where I share with you how to create perpetual wealth. First, it's starting just to educate people about how it works and how to think around it. And then there's other ancillary things that I do to help people beyond that. To build their wealth. And so that's really cool. But I really just wanted to make the point. Everybody learns at different rates. So take it easy on yourself. If you're not really getting it, getting frustrated, just take your time. Give yourself the space, the grace to learn at your own pace. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. And I really want to ask that you give yourself the chance to learn so that you can share what you have learned. If you think it's of benefit to yourself, you'll probably want to share it with your family and friends. And to get this message out further and further and further to all of your family, friends, business associates, teacher friends, whoever it is, and to come into that arena with me and share it. Most people out there only know about whole life. They only understand it in a way that they have been told by friends that they respect, and somebody might say, it does this, but it doesn't do that. You can't do that. And then, the gurus that are out there that are poo-pooing it, they all don't really understand it either. So a lot of it's hearsay. But if you take the time to learn yourself and give yourself the grace to have that time, it can be of great benefit to you. I'm glad I found it when I did. I wish I had found out about it, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades earlier, because my life would have been very different. I want to ask that you share this and subscribe to the YouTube channel so that this message goes out further and further, because this really is something that can help people with keeping themselves out of indebtedness. And that's really a lot of what is out there in the world, that so many of us are indebted to someone else. It's one thing to be indebted to them, but you could be indebted to yourself in the sense that you take out a loan with the insurance company and you're indebted to them, but there's so many options with it there, and that you can pay it back. And as you pay it back, you pay all the money back. Just say you took out a $20,000 loan, and over a period of time you pay it all back for a car that you bought. At the end of the time frame, maybe it's 4 or 5 years that you're paying it back. At the end of the time, you end up with the cash available again for you to use, and it's always been growing while you were using it. The money inside the policy was growing because you never took it from there. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Really what I was hoping to express is to learn at your own pace, give yourself the grace, and then share it with your world. I can't reach them. I can't reach everybody. So I'm asking for help to share it with more people. So please subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Don't ever feel like you can't talk to me. I don't consider myself selling anything. I'm really just sharing this information, and you make the decision in your life if this is something that would benefit your life. And I think if you understand what it is, you'll see the value.